After 12 years in the Ma'ara, the news spread that the emperor died, and Reb Shimon bar Yochai was no longer in danger. The Gemara in Shabbos Daf Lamed Gimel Lamed Beis speaks about that moment, and the Aruch HaShulchan says that it actually happened on like Baomer. Eliyahu Navi came and stood at Pischa the Ma'ara. He stood at the entrance to the cave, and he said, Reb Shimon bar Yochai the Meis Keser. Who is going to inform, who's going to notify Reb Shimon bar Yochai that the emperor died and he's no longer in danger? Rabbi asked the obvious question. Eliyahu Navi was no stranger to the Ma'ara. The Zohar in Pashas Kisavi says that he came to the Ma'ara and learned Reb Shimon bar Yochai every single day. Why at this critical moment didn't Eliyahu Navi just enter the cave and inform Reb Shimon bar Yochai that the Keser died? During World War I, many Yidden, including many yeshivas like Radin and Slobodka, escaped the war zone and relocated to Minsk. Among them was Reb Chaim Soloveitchik and his son Rabbi Zev, who later became the Briskerov. One night, while in Avelis for his mother, the Briskerov went to the relocated Slobodka yeshiva to daven Ma'ariv for the Amid. He looked around and he saw all the Bachrim and all the Talmidim totally orangutan, totally engrossed in the Musas farm they had open in front of them. And the Briskerov turned to the Gabbai and said, "What time does Ma'ariv start?" The Gabbai answered, "Now." The Briskerov said, "With everybody sitting and learning like this, how could we start Ma'ariv?" The Gabbai answered him, "That's not a problem. Just give a clap, just give a bang on the Amid. Everybody will close their Sfarim and you'll be able to start Ma'ariv." The Briskerov said, "I am not going to stop this learning. With everybody so engrossed and everybody so orangutan in the learning, I will not stop them. Ich klap nicht. I will not give the clap." The Gabbai told him, "Well, if you don't do it, I will do it. But Ma'ariv will start regardless. We do this every night." The Briskerov just stood firmly, looked him in the eye, and repeated, "Ich klap nicht." Eliyahu Navi stood at the entrance of the cave, knowing that Reb Shimon bar Yochai for the last 12 years was totally in the Dalar Amishal Halacha, totally removed from Elam Haza. He was engrossed in the Chayei Olam and he was not exposed at all to Chayei Shah. Eliyahu Navi knew that the time came that Reb Shimon bar Yochai must leave the Ma'ara. And he knew that if he doesn't tell him, somebody else will. Aber ich klap nicht. I'm not going to be the one to lower his madrega, to expose him to the Chayei Shah that he was so protected from all these years while learning in the Ma'ara. I know a certain younger man who his boss called him in one day and he told him, "We're taking a business trip and we're going to purchase some merchandise at a location whose standards are questionable." And the young man looked at his boss and said, "Are you sure we're allowed to go there?" And his boss answered him, "I asked the Shaila, it's 100% mutter. There's nowhere else in the world that we can purchase this merchandise. It's 100% mutter." The young man looked him in the eye and said, "I know it's mutter, and I know if I don't do it, somebody else will. And I know how important it is, but it's not for me. The standards I set for myself, and the madregas that I was mechayev myself, I cannot do it. Let somebody else go." The question that we have to ask ourselves is not if it's mutter or usr. The question always is it below my madrega? Am I too chashiv for it? Are the standards that I set for myself going to be compromised if I go? That's the question a person has to ask himself. The Mishnah Berurah in Siman Ayin Hey Siv Zayin speaks this out beferish. He says that when it comes to Inyane Kedusha, although certain things are mutter, ich klap nicht. I am not going. I can't do it. I am not lowering myself. I'm not compromising myself. I'm way too chashiv for this.